In Admin Lesson 2, we're going to go over Application Settings Part 1. We'll cover company, contact, and lead settings in Tracker. So if we click on Tools, under the Application Settings on the left-hand side, this is where it's broken down for us to configure anything from company details all the way down to different territories and currencies on the system. So first we'll look at our company settings block. So in the company settings option, this is where we can pick what the default client type on the system is. So you can see it's built with client and prospect to start off with. We can also have a default client rank, which is just set to all. So this is as simple as going down to company types. And if we wanted to add any additional ones, we could add another type of company. If we wanted to put in, for instance, do not contact, we could add that in. We can say, is it considered a new or an existing client? And then is it tagged as a supplier, yes or no? You can also make it visible for all departments or only for a specific department on the system. If I hit OK, that will add a third type in there. And now you'll also see that available in the drop-down if you wanted it to be a different type of client type. So in certain cases here, where if we look at the drop-down, we won't see that there. It's because we haven't refreshed that particular setting yet. If we reload it and click on the drop-down, we'll see that that additional option is there. The client rank is where we can enter in different ranks on the system. So it's set to all, but this is where, for instance, if you wanted to rank clients, you could delete the all, and we could add in A, B, C. You'll also see that there, is a numerical value you can put next to those if you want to order them in a different one. So if we wanted B to be number 2, we could change that in the order. If it was, a difference than alphabetical, you can reorder. Or if it is just alphabetical, you can leave them all as number 1. But if we want B to be number 2 and C to be number 3, we can use the number values to move those into a different order. So this is where we could say now, when we refresh the company page here, we want the default rank to be A and default rank to be prospect. Next one is going to be the company verticals. This is where any verticals that you sell into, you could enter in here. So if we wanted to put engineering, scientific, IT, you could build out as many verticals as you want. And what this is going to do is, now that we've built out these settings within the company details, if we wanted to put a brand new company onto the system, you'll see that this is where these are populated out. So if I wanted to put our new client onto the system, you'll see the default is set to prospect. Our company vertical is going to have those different verticals that we built out. The company rank over here is set to A, but this is where we can change it if we want to rank our companies on the system. So that is the basics about the company settings on there. So the next one we'll take a look at is the contact settings, which is going to be in application settings again. Now, same thing here. You'll see we have the general settings, which is going to be the contact view access. So here we can have it by company ownership, or we can have it by only send list contacts. Typically, you're going to have company ownership. Fixed job titles will allow you to either have job titles for contacts, be a free text field where you can type in anything, or you can make it a fixed list if there is a set list of job titles that you want to use. Contact departments as well can be free text, or you can change it from free text to a fixed list of departments if you wanted to try to keep it standardized for what you're entering in for those contacts. And then show linked activities. What this will do is, if you have a candidate and a contact record that is linked together, you can say, no, I only want to show activities in the contact record, or I can show linked activities, which would show any activities for that contact or their associated candidate from the contact view. If we go and look at the contact types, similar to the company types, this is where we could build out any additional types in here. So if we wanted to have a do not contact, we could add something like that in and build out additional contact types. And then contact roles, we have the default ones, which are champion, key player, influencer, or blocker. These can be renamed just by clicking on them and changing the naming around. You can also change the icon, or you can put a new one on, where if we wanted to say gatekeeper, we could enter that in, and we could choose a role symbol, and you could pick any one of the symbols on here. If we wanted to tag those in, you could hit OK, and you would see that that would be brought in with the icon next to it. So those are the basics for contact settings. Now, if we go in and look at a contact and add a new contact onto the system, this is where you'll see some of those fields near the bottom, where we have the contact role, we have the department, and then we also have the business unit here. This is where you can change and make the department a fixed list if you want. Currently, right now, it's free text. Contact role will let you pick any of those options from here. And then at the very top, job title is currently set to free text. If that was a fixed list, then you could go in and have it be a set list of those. Next, we'll take a look at the lead settings. In lead settings, we're going to have a number of different things. So first, you have the lead prefix. So when a lead is put on the system, it's going to assign it a numerical value with the letter L and a hyphen in front of it. You can change that prefix or remove it if you just want it to be a numerical value here. You also have the ability to copy lead items into a job. So if you're converting a lead into a job, you would see it would copy all the items over. You can also copy any campaign items to a lead. So if you're using a campaign and you're creating a lead off of that campaign, you can have it bring in any items, or you can say, no, I just want it to create a blank lead. You can also auto-create an opportunity. So when you get to a lead is being opened, a lead is qualified, or a lead is converted, you can have it auto-create an opportunity. Typically, you're going to want that to be no, because when a lead is converted, it's going to make that opportunity open anyways. Notify department users of assignment. This is where you can go in, and when a lead is put on, you can say, I want it to notify everyone in that department or just the user that's assigned to that particular lead. And then leads, you can also have them auto-qualify at a specific score. So if you're using the Mandact in the system, which we will touch on shortly, the Mandact will allow you to put a numerical value against the lead, and here is where you can go in and say, I want them to automatically convert once you get to a certain number value. So the next option down is the lead statuses. This is where out of the box you have new, qualified, disqualified, and converted for the leads. You can go in and change any of the verbiage around. They are a state of open if it's an open lead. Closed means that it's closed or not working, and converted means it's a won or a converted lead on the system. These will play into the filters where if you look at open leads, closed leads, the state is going to be important for those. So if we wanted to change the verbiage around, you can click on them and you can change the naming conventions of any of those. You can also change the order just by changing the numerical value, and it would reorder those. You can also change it to be a state of open, closed, qualified, or converted as well. Campaign result types is where we can go in and we can say when we have a campaign on the system, we want it to say, are we interested now, interested soon, or not interested, are the three different types. And that goes over the basics of application settings part 1.